Hello, beer people. I'm drinking a Farnham beer, Farnham Ale and Lager. They were originally a Canadian company, and a couple years ago they opened a brewery in Vermont in Burlington, and this just kind of very quietly was distributed to some places on the South Shore area in Boston, and I was really surprised to see these beers out and at a pretty reasonable price, very reasonable price, I would say. So this is their Hazy IPA called Hazy Camper. When I was looking this up, I could find very little information on it. Their website literally doesn't work. But I saw that some older cans of Hazy Camper used to say India Pale Ale 72 next to it and say double dry hopped with Citra, Vic Secret, and Galaxy. And that version was also 6.6%. This says 5.9%. Doesn't say anything about what hops or any double dry hopping or anything. So I don't know if it's a very different beer. Maybe they were experimenting with it or something. I don't really know what the deal is with Farnham. But I thought it would be worth reviewing. It was canned January 10th. Today is February 6th, so just under a month. Should be in good shape. And I think the last, almost a year ago, I got a coconut IPA from Farnham that I thought was pretty good. But it seems like they've been focusing and working on getting really good hazy IPAs. So I was excited to snatch this up, and I have my special glass here from Crafted Company. They did a meetup event. It's a local just like craft brew event advertising company, and I got my sort of brand name etched onto the glass right there for me, which is kind of cool. So let's take a gander at this one. Very pale, not insanely hazy, but quite hazy. Actually, yeah, you can sort of see through it in the glass there. Just a little bit. Head looks pretty nice. Not the best head in the world, but very, very serviceable. Has a nice glow to it. It's grassy for sure. I'm betting it's double dry hopped, and they throw in some hops, some straight hops right into the finished beer, because that's how you get this extra straight up grassy hop thing, I think. But it actually reminds me a little bit of some of Hill Farmstead's beers, some of the more grassy batches I've had. Because amidst that sort of raw green hop, there is some nice peach gummy almost in there. There's no mosaic in this, but it's got some sort of a peach thing. It's definitely peachy. I mean, maybe there is mosaic in it and they changed it. I don't know. Yeah, it's nice. It almost reminds me of Simcoe a little bit. In particular, it's the Simcoe Pale Ale from Hill Farmstead that I got a case of last year. This reminds me of that. And it is only 5.9%, so it is closer to the sort of pale ale category. Definitely orange in there. So lots of fresh orange and peach, I would say. And pretty clean. Some little bits of, mashed barley in there. Actually smells grassy and actually smells like barley. It smells like the raw ingredients of the beer, which is nice. It seems like that's sort of a Vermont touch. Is you actually notice that the beer ingredients, it doesn't just seem purely like juice. And it's also a little bit grassy, which Hill Farmstead is sometimes, and same with the Alchemist. But I like that smell a lot. Good amount of body for the ABV. It isn't super duper soft and full, and it gets extra citrus candy on the tongue. It's not exactly, maybe Jolly Ranchers, but with mostly lemon and lime and orange in there. Yeah, it definitely gets more citrusy and green on the palate. Yeah, quite grassy. If you don't want any grassiness in your in your hazy IPA, then you might not like this one very much. Definitely very good for the price. Well under $15 a 4-pack. I did get it at a big chain, Kathy's, or they do things usually a little bit cheaper than your small store, like boutique stores. But this is very good, even for the look. Like oftentimes, if I get a hazy IPA, especially if it's advertised as such, and it's only this hazy, I might be like, But this has a lot of flavor and intensity. And though it's got a lot of candy, like citrus taste in it, it's still quite bitter. Finishes pretty dry, but it's not too thin of a body. It does a lot at 5.9% alcohol. They say 39 IBUs, so it's definitely got some boiled hops in there, but then all the dry hopping is kind of ups the ante with the perceived bitterness, I would say. Let's see if there is some haze on the bottom of this this can. Oh yeah, definitely add a little bit. Oh, I got a nice drip down there. Didn't turn it murky or anything, but had a little bit of haze on the bottom. I don't see any chunks though. With a lot of these hazy beers, if you really kind of swirl around the bottom and pour hard all of it out, you're gonna get some chunks. Some of them are really good at sticking to the bottom of the can. Yeah, it didn't really add much haze, just a little bit. But I'm enjoying this a lot. This is one of the more surprisingly impressive pale ale IPAs I've had recently, just because I didn't really know what to think going into it. It's pretty different from the coconut IPA I had from them a year ago, and it does seem pretty similar to Hill Farmstead, which is always a great thing. It's not like Edward, and it's not like some of their double IPAs, but specifically if you like the single hop Simcoe pale ale they came out with, or even maybe Dharma Bone, that's their Simcoe IPA. I think it's kind of similar to those, even though I'm not sure if this has Simcoe in it, but just the peachy, citrusy grassiness reminds me of that. Yeah, really nice. Highly recommended. If you see Hazy Camper around, snatch it up, and you might be surprised at the price. So I give this 4.25. Solid. Very good. Bye.